Welcome back to Work and Wander, where career stories meet dream destinations. I am your host, Jay Cocarulo, and here with me, Jessica Badlam. Hey, Jessica, how are we doing today?
We're doing great, Jay. How about you?
I'm doing good. It is a little chilly in Florida. I won't say cold because it's like in the 30s, but that's cold for Florida.
I have a turtleneck on today. It's very cold in Virginia. I had to wear my winter coat out this morning, but I love it. So we're actually supposed to get snow here on Sunday. So I'm just super pumped.
Snowball fight with Jessica and family.
Yes, absolutely. I love the snow. So it's good. It's been a super busy week, as you know. Obviously, we're in the new year, which means a lot of activity for the talent acquisition team. So we've just been really inspired by all of the great talent that we've seen applying already this year and coming in for interviews and accepting offers to join our organization. So really pumped about 2026.
Yes, ramping up. So tnlcareers.com. Apply while you can because we have some opportunities and we are looking for great people.
Yes.
Speaking of great people, today we are joined by someone who's become actually a very close friend of mine since we traveled to Colorado together now it's 2 years ago. But Miranda Mayer, who is the brand manager for our newest brand, Eddie Bauer Adventure Club. Miranda has built a dynamic career across marketing, brand, and creative work, including running her own photography business. So we'll talk about that. And now helps shape how the new brand shows up to the world. And we are excited to have her with us. So welcome to the podcast, Miranda.
Hello, Jay and Jessica. Thanks for having me.
You're welcome.
We are thrilled to have you, of course, and thrilled to talk about Eddie Bauer. But before we jump into that, you have had a fairly non-linear career across a lot of different things: operations, marketing, creative work. Can you walk us through sort of your career journey?
Yeah, I would love to. That's the perfect word, non-linear, to say my journey here. But I know we'll talk later about, more what that looks like, but I love where I've landed. But yeah, let's take it back to high school. I wanted to leave high school and do nonprofit and missions work. So I went to a specialized school that really was able to train me in that field. But I would say even growing up, I've always had some sort of creative itch. I've always had a camera in my hand. I've always kind of wanted to see the beauty in things. I'm always cooking, just always trying to have that creative sense of things. So then going into this nonprofit work, really got to help cultivate community, really give back to others, but then also on a systematic side, really bringing to life what I didn't know at the time was called branding, but branding and creative work and socials and taking photos. And that just really grew into a passion. And then, jumping a few years later, getting into corporate world. So I ended up being like a random operations coordinator at a construction company. And with that, just a lot of really tedious, systematic work. But I offered, hey, can I redo your website? Can I take pictures of your employees? And then through there, probably the next 10 years of my life, I shuffled between hospitality. Hospitality went into tech, then went into tech for hospitality, which ultimately landed me here at Travel and Leisure. So I'd say altogether, it's always been, a mix of wanting to give back, creating systems, cultivating community, and then always just trying to make things better. So that's been somewhat of my journey.
That's super fun.
I know.
Yeah.
I love
a little bit of everything. I love it.
Yeah. A little sprinkle of this, a little sprinkle of that.
Right.
And it's all led you here. So I think it worked out. I love it. So what drew you into brand work specifically at Travel and Leisure, and what has changed for you since you stepped into a brand manager role?
Yeah, I love this question because I did not know that the role brand was something that you could do vocationally until Travel and Leisure. So like I said, coming up to this job, kind of was in hospitality and was in tech. And with that, there's a lot of really specialized roles. Like you're a specialist at something, you're a specialist in web, you're a specialist with consumer insights. There was nothing that was really generally based across the board of marketing. So although, in my opinion, I feel like I did well at my jobs, some people may have other opinions, I don't feel like I was always my best because I wasn't a specialized person in something. It was kind of just being average at everything, and certain areas being able just to pick up where I could. I saw a job opening for travel and leisure. Was trying to get out of the tech space. I was in an analytics job. God, no. And then saw the posting for a brand ops specialist. Had no idea what that was. Long story short, ended up interviewing. In my interview, really got vulnerable. I think it was my second or third interview. And I was like, look, I'm not a specialist. I'm a generalist. And I feel like that's a strength, but that's really hard to find when you're interviewing for jobs in marketing. And the person interviewing me was like, well, actually, that's exactly what this job is. And so that's great to hear. And I feel like it was the first time in my career that I actually felt seen for what I was good at. And I couldn't put a name to what that was until this job, and it's branding. So that's how I ended up here, and it shifted my perspective on what that looks like.
That's so much fun. Yeah. I mean, I was similar in some of my career journey. I started in talent acquisition and was a recruiter and all these things, and then like started to dabble in these things that are what employer brand is.
Yeah.
But I didn't like. That's not a role that like you think about. Like that's something that actually exists as a job.
When I grow up, I want to be an employer brand.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
Right.
That's so fun. Well, and I mentioned it in the intro, you obviously balance your corporate job alongside running your own creative business. So how has that shaped how you think about storytelling and like how you think about brand as like an overarching thing?
Yeah. No, I think from just the storytelling aspect, I think my photography business, although, you know, in my eyes has been very successful. I don't have like 100K followers on Instagram or anything, but I've been able to do really consistent and authentic work for people over the years, which has been, you know, a great pride to me. But thinking of that, it's like, it's so personal. It's so, you know, you're in people's houses, you're shooting in fields, you're connecting with people one-on-one and trying to bring to life a moment that they have. My company, I named it Pure Gold Creative, and I did that because I was like, I want to see the gold in people's lives. And I know it's kind of cliche and cheesy, but at the time, it just resonated with me. I was like, I kind of want those moments that really shine. Like, how can I come in and capture those for you? So I think when you take that experience and then you also think of a corporate job and, you know, how large travel and leisure is and how large our marketing efforts are and all of the brands that we carry, it's still marketing to that one person, right? It's still marketing to that one family. If there's a traveling event or something that we have going on, it's still trying to capture that moment. I know like our flagship brand, Club Wyndham, it's all about, you know, the making memories and being with your family. So it's this really cool parallel that for me, I've been able to see on both sides and kind of carry that into my work.
That's
awesome.
Phenomenal.
That's
and it sounds
fun.
like you can definitely hear the passion for what you do and everything you're sharing about your role now, your photography business. And I'm sure that is like something that's super appreciated by not only your coworkers, but all of the people that, you know, are your clients in the photography world too. So I'll have to check it out for sure.
Yeah.
And Miranda does fantastic work. It was super fun. So sidebar.
Yes.
The first time we actually met is we were traveling together to our resorts in Colorado, and we were doing some lifestyle photography was happening in videography, but we also did employer brand stuff. And so we had a videographer there. And then every so often they were like, hey, Miranda, grab a photo of this. So now she's like bringing the two things together and shooting photography at the same time. So it's awesome.
We have a great stacked video team now, but before we were able to have all these wonderful recruits, I would just, you know, fill in where they needed me. So that was fun. Jay's and I's first big hangout was in Colorado.
It was snowing. We went to some fantastic restaurants. We had buffalo burgers. It was great.
Oh,
okay,
yes.
guys, that's
wonderful.
Enough.
Sorry, that's
Feeling
enough.
left out over here.
Next time we'll invite Jessica.
Right.
Please. I love travel. So that's great. I love that. What excites you the most about helping build and define Eddie Bauer Adventure Club?
Ooh, yes. I could talk about this all day long. No,
good, because that's your job.
That's my job, right? Right. No, this is I just, you know, crossed over one full year of being in brand management and really taking over Eddie Bauer Adventure Club. And it has been so rewarding. I think Eddie Bauer, the brand itself, there's such a legacy and a history there. Maybe not so much in Florida, but I feel like if you travel anywhere else in the U.S., I'm originally from Georgia. We've, taken trips up to Seattle where Eddie Bauer was launched, so the brand is really prominent there. It's a long-lasting brand, and it's quality. There's a story there, and so I love what the teams on the retail side, with how they're kind of bringing that back to life for our generations. And so with that, we get to come along for this adventure club, and it's just been so cool. I feel like the travel and leisure portfolio of brands that we have, one of our goals is multi-brand strategy and creating different resort styles. And with that, Eddie Bauer is going to be your outdoor adventures. We're calling it for the outdoors and the outdoorsy. That's the tagline for the retail brand right now. And it's like, if you just like to sit on your patio deck and still be outside and enjoy, the sunset, or if you like to really, strap on your hiking boots and go for a nice climb somewhere, it's like we're for those that style of people, for the outdoors and the outdoorsy. So being on that brand, it's been so cool to bring to life and to have something fresh for our company. I know there's a handful of other brands that we're doing that for, but for this one specifically, it's just been incredible to work on.
Yeah, I mean, it's exciting, and it's so different than different in a good way, but different than something like Margaritaville, right?
Right.
When you think about Margaritaville Vacation Club, like chillaxing by the beach is
right.
different than hiking up a mountain.
Right,
but
exactly.
But we have things that appeal to so many different people, so it's fun to be building that from the ground up.
Yeah.
So now that we've, talked a little bit about work, and we do have the wander part of our podcast as well, too. So let's talk about exploration a little. Eddie Bauer is rooted in travel and adventure. What does that mean to you personally?
Good question. What does that mean for me personally? I mean, I feel that I really resonate with the demographic for Eddie Bauer Adventure Club, somewhat alongside of our world mark as well. They kind of go hand in hand. So again, it's been really great to be on this project because I feel like I'm also speaking to travelers that travel like me. And so, no matter where you go, what your style of travel is, you're learning about different cultures, you're eating at different places, you're exploring sites that you may not have otherwise seen. And so I feel like really getting out and just seeing the world, it's just priceless, And to me, I feel like that's adventure travel, is like, even if it's small scale all the way to, you want to go to another continent, just getting out of that routine and seeing other places, like there's nothing that compares.
I agree.
Yeah.
And I think, and you I jotted down my next question, and then you have answered it. But stepping out of your routine, right, is what can help spark creativity.
Absolutely.
I find that. Do you agree with that? And how does it shape your travel and your experiences? Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like for those creatives that work in a corporate environment or maybe a high stress environment, it is so vital to just get out of your routine. Like I kind of said at the beginning, I feel like I'm part systematic, I love structure, but then there's also this part of me that just really loves beauty and slow life and travel and adventure. And I feel like, within your routine, there's beauty too, and there's work to be done. And with that, you're building towards your goals. But I feel like when you just unplug and you just go out, you see things that are different from your everyday, there's just something that comes alive inside of you. You're filled with ideas, or, maybe you have inspiration from something that you saw, or just rest. I mean, I feel like now everyone just kind of needs a break in this world. There's so much going on. So even just disconnecting and just taking a breath and getting outside. Eddie Bauer Adventure Club plug there. Wonderful rest.
There you
get
go.
Outside.
Shameless plug. We'll take it.
Yeah, it just recharges you, and then I think you come back and you're a better person for it.
Yeah, I agree, and I think you spoke that so well, because that really is our entire company mission, is providing that for people, right? In our different brands, and that space and that that just place to go and unplug and recharge and create amazing memories, and then come back and you're ready to go,
Exactly.
So I think that's awesome.
Do you have any specific places that you visited that have been impactful or experiences that have been impactful on that thinking for you, Miranda?
Oh, so many. How do I choose?
You can pick a few. It's not a favorite child.
I'll pick two. Who knows? I might come back to you in an hour and be like, wait, there were more. But the two that come to mind, I guess, right now, huge parallels. Like I said, I was into a lot of nonprofit work earlier on, and I got the chance to go to Uganda twice. I spent 2 weeks there each time with the same organization, and that was incredible. And when you think of, going to Uganda, yes, there was mission work there, but oh my goodness, first off, the food was incredible. Shout out to anyone if they know what chapati is, because that's what they eat over there. And I crave it anytime I talk about Uganda. But just being there, understanding the way that they host people, community, and hospitality is really who they are at their core. And that just really impacted me when I was over there for those 2 trips. And then I would just say for leisure, for fun, Kauai, Hawaii is probably one of my favorite destinations. I've been there twice now. Second time, I was like, I'm intentionally going back just for Kauai. Ended up staying at one of our resorts. Again, shameless plug there at the Beach Boy. They were incredible. Kauai is just amazing. I think it's the smallest island. Maybe you can fact check me on that, but it's the smallest Hawaiian island.
I think you're right.
And it's just like they have a mini Grand Canyon there, and then you go to the beach, and the food is so local and so authentic, which I know is such a parallel from maybe staying in Waikiki, where things are a little bit more tourist driven. So yeah, I would say those 2 trips, they've really been special to me.
All right. Well, I will come visit you sometime this week or 2, and we can talk about it, because I think we're going there in the summer.
Please do.
It's incredible. I'll take some tips.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I still haven't made it out to Hawaii yet, but it's on my list.
Kauai's
Definitely
great.
on my list.
It's great, yeah.
I'll keep that in mind for sure. But speaking of list, any bucket list places that you would love to visit soon, Miranda?
Yes. Anyone who knows me knows all I do is talk about Denmark. I want to go to Copenhagen so bad.
Nice.
Of course, there's other places as well, but that is my top. I feel like in some weird way, maybe I have like ancestry back there, because I'm obsessed with their culture. I literally have books on Danish culture. They're all about slow life. They love pastries. I'm a big pastry girl. And I told my husband, I was like, when we go to Copenhagen, I want to spend like time there. I don't just want to like breeze through the city. Like I want to become one with the culture. I want to ride bikes and sip coffee and sit by candles. Like they just have an incredible culture. And so that's definitely my number 1 bucket list. And there's a really great restaurant there called Noma. So if anyone's like in the Michelin world, they're pretty famous. And so of course, when I go there, I have to go eat at Noma. So yes, for sure. Copenhagen.
That is neat. This is giving me, I don't know if you've seen it, but Emily in Paris vibes. This is going to be Miranda in Denmark.
I love Miranda in Denmark.
We did go to Norway, shameless plug again, but we went to Norway, and they actually thought I was local. So when I would speak to them and then they realized I was American, they're like, oh, we thought you were local. And I was like, oh my God, highest compliment of my life. Thank you so much. I will never forget this. And it happened multiple times. I was like, wow, I'm one of you.
Wow. Look at you.
I don't know. Maybe there's just something Nordic. Like I said, I'm really attracted to their culture, and it's beautiful up there.
I could see that. I could see you pass for
it's
Scandinavian.
It's the hair.
Blonde,
blonde straight hair.
For the listeners, I have super long blonde hair and a face that's very round, so I could fit in their culture very well.
That's great.
I love it.
That's so funny. All right. So last thing before we wrap up is what we call our suitcase sprint. So
nervous.
You should be. You should be. Jessica curates a very hard-hitting set of 10 questions, and it's the first thing that comes to mind. So if you're ready for it, she's going to take it away.
Go for it.
Look, she's like, yeah.
I'm like, maybe.
I don't know. All right. So we'll start off easy. Window seat or aisle seat?
Window seat. Absolutely.
Same.
Yes.
I feel like we're getting rare.
I think window is for sure leading. We should start tracking it.
Too.
Yeah. That was a LinkedIn question too that we had. They went around the office. And I said window. I don't think I said this in LinkedIn because I get super motion sickness. So like I need the window, and if all the windows are closed, I'm like, we're in a tube. Like how
Same.
I feel claustrophobic.
I want to see.
Yes, I need a window.
I need the light. I got it. I'm with you. All right, mountains or coast?
Okay, so this is a tough one. First thought's gonna be mountains, but mountains on the coast, like a California style, is where I'm gonna be. At like Florida beaches, like they don't do anything for me. So if I can have a tie in the middle, that's where I would be.
We'll take both. I like it. Early morning adventure or late night exploring?
Early morning adventure. I'm in bed by 8.
Love it.
Not asleep by 8, but I'm in bed by 8. Any of my friends know, you text me after 9, you're probably not getting a response.
No, I'm with you. Like Jay knows I just went to recently to New Orleans for the first time, and it was a girls trip, and we were exploring during the day, up early, going to get, beignets and coffee and doing all of the things, and they were back in the resort by 8 o'clock and watching TV together by 9. So
that sounds incredible.
It was great. We had the best
I want to be
time.
friends with your friends.
Yes, you can join us next time.
Love it.
All right, one thing you always overpack.
Ooh, that's a good question. I would say I usually come back with more biker shorts that I haven't worn. So in my head, I'm thinking like, oh, I'll dress cute during the day. I have outfits, but I'm always gonna need more athleisure. Mm-hmm. And then I come home and I'm like, I didn't wear 4 of these. So that's probably my overpacking.
I like that you it was very specific, so you definitely recognize that's the
I think we travel enough. I'm like thinking of my suitcase. What do I come back and always have?
All right, favorite way to unplug while you're traveling?
Definitely without my phone, without music. I'm a big music girly, but I feel like sometimes you just need the silence. So I think it depends on the location, but like perfect scenario, I would have like local coffee from somewhere, pastry, definitely a plus. And just like sitting outside, maybe that's one of our balconies at our resort, or if that's me taking a walk just to get out. But I definitely like to connect with nature and just kind of silence everything around me. I feel like it's just a good reset for me.
It sounds like it. I do the same. I like to be just casually walking and exploring while I'm on vacation. No real urgency, no rush.
Right.
Definitely trying to unplug. It's hard to do, but you have to. All right, guided experience or figure it out as you go?
Figure it out as you go. Shout out Worldmark. That is our prime demographic right there. We have an insights team, and it's really funny. One of the things is like Worldmark owners get so detailed. They do Excel spreadsheets of their trip, and I'm like, oh, absolutely. I want to research all the places. I want to have plan A, B, and C. So absolutely do it yourself.
Awesome. All right. And we already talked about beach, but this is a little bit of a different question.
Okay.
Sunrise or sunset views?
Ooh, I'm going to say sunset.
Me too. I love a sunset.
Yeah.
Those pink skies, they get me. I love it.
Absolutely.
All right. Do you unpack right when you get home, or do you let the suitcase chill for a little while?
So I unpack the second I get home. My husband is another story. It'll sit there for a week until I'm like, hey, are you waiting for me to do this? Or is this something you can do? So there's always a suitcase, straggling around somewhere. But for me, I like to try and get it away as soon as possible. I'm also somewhat of like a germaphobe, and the thought of having those suitcases that have like traveled the airport in my home, I'm like, no, put it in the garage.
That's a good point. I've never thought of that. All right. A place that surprised you in the best way?
One.
Just one.
Oh, okay. I have an answer for this. I didn't think I would. I would say Phoenix, Arizona.
Okay.
I was asked to go to Phoenix a long time ago with some friends for a trip, and I was like, who in their right mind would go to Phoenix? I'm not paying to go to Arizona. I mean, outside of the national parks. I'm not paying to go there. And then I was sent there for work for a brand shoot, and we did Scottsdale and Phoenix and our properties there. And let me tell you, I was surprised. That place is gorgeous. I didn't even, again, hit the national parks. I didn't even get to do that. It's just the city itself. It was incredible. So highly recommend it to anyone who hasn't gone.
Nice.
All right.
I've seen some pictures. There's some people doing business unit meetings this week in Scottsdale, and I've seen some pictures, and it's been beautiful. I haven't been
it's
myself.
Awesome.
All right, last question. One word. that describes your ideal getaway?
Ooh, one word? This is going to sound really basic, and I'm sorry. Trendy.
Oh, okay.
Interesting.
You got to have some flair. If I'm not in the middle of the woods, I have to have some flair. So trendy.
All right.
Yeah.
There you go. All right, so what'd you think of the suitcase sprint? It was not like painful.
It wasn't that bad.
It scared you, but it really is not that bad.
I'm just a processor, so being put on the spot, I'm like, but I think that was great.
All right, good. All right, last question. So, as you know, the mission at Travel and Leisure is to put the world on vacation. In your mind, like, how do experiences, whether it's travel, creativity, career moves, like, how do those help people see beyond their current role for what's next in the world?
Yeah. I mean, what comes to mind is kind of what I was saying before. I just feel like when you're able to just step outside of your comfort zone, out of your normal friend group, book a flight somewhere random, go to Phoenix, you never know like what's going to be on the other side, and you're going to be better because of that. Even if it's something hard, like hopefully you'll grow from that. I mean, 9 times out of 10, we grow from those things. And even like career moves, I mean, my nonlinear, there were a lot of twists and turns there, but it helped shape a lot of experience to get me to where I am now. And I'm still young in my career, so who knows what the next 10 or 20 years will look like even then. But I just feel like when you take a chance and you just step outside, like you're always going to be rewarded because you took that chance.
Very well said and great advice.
It's hard to top that.
Yeah.
It's hard to top that for sure. But you never know what's on the other side, and you're going to be better for it. Like that.
Right.
That's such a great way to look at travel.
That should be a tagline for one of our videos.
For sure.
Yeah.
Copyright it.
Well, just write that down so that can be.
Write it down.
That should be the title of this episode for sure, at the very least.
You are so right.
Goodness.
That is awesome. All right. Well, Miranda, thank you so much for joining us on Work and Wander. We really loved hearing your story. And to our listeners, thanks for tuning in. Until next time,
so much.
Keep wandering.
Love that. Bye.